Good afternoon, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for the News Now, giving you local, regional, and national stories that we're paying attention to right now. And we'll expand upon more in our newscast this afternoon and this evening. But for now, we want to give you just a quick and dirty of what's going on and what we're following. Thank you so much for those of you who are joining us on various platforms. That includes our website, our apps, Amazon Fire, Roku, Twitter, and Facebook. Facebook is where you can say hello, give a shout out of where you're watching from, give an emoji to say anything, ask a question. I'll be sure to try and answer it. And if I can't, I'll go back in the comment section afterward and give you a link to hopefully get you a little bit closer to the answer you're looking for. So Paloma Romero, Jamone Powell, Connie Roberts, Claude Warren, thank you guys so much for watching. And Kathy Thomas saying, hey, hope you guys are staying cool. Same back at you because we know it's hot. Okay, so right now it's national news. It's a story that's been dominating every newspaper and every TV broadcast all across the nation, and it's the children who are being separated from their families who are illegally crossing into the United States. Well, WTOC wants to know exactly how many children are in Georgia and South Carolina. We crunched the numbers, we made the phone calls, and here's the information. In the state of Georgia, there are 4 counties right now: Cobb County, Cherokee County, DeKalb County, and Gwinnett County. They have taken in a total of 378 children that have been separated from their family members at the border of Mexico. So none in Southeast Georgia at this particular time. However, if you're thinking this is only an issue going on in Texas, these children are being sent to all states. I think right now it stands at 18 different states have kids who are coming across the border. Georgia has 378 at this time. When it comes to South Carolina, only Greenville County has refugee children, and there are 78 in the state of South Carolina at this time. Again, none in the coastal empire, none in the low country area, but we will continue to check and let you know if these numbers change. So if anyone says this is an issue that only Texas has to deal with, that's simply not true. 18 states have refugee children. That includes 378 in Georgia and more than 78 in the state of South Carolina. So we have them in our area, although they're not in this part of the state. We will continue to pay attention. We also told you in the 2 p.m. newscast that the First Lady, Melania Trump, is in South Texas right now meeting with people who are running those shelters for the migrant children, and she's been asking a lot of questions. Here's one of them.
How long is the time that's the max time that somebody spent here that they are reunited with the family?
Right now we are averaging currently 42 to 45 days. So it's not an extended stay, and we're always following our policies and procedures and guidelines as far as reunifications are concerned with the children.
We, of course, will have more on this story tonight in the news. We've actually got a comment on Facebook right now, Kendra Brown saying, I can't believe or understand why this is happening. There's a lot that led up to this. The reason we're highlighting how many is just to bring this more closer to home so people realize that the state of Georgia and the state of South Carolina both have migrant children who are coming across the border south of Texas. So, of course, we'll explain more on that later in the news. Well, it's now official. If you own property in Chatham County, you will be paying on average more than $150 every year in more taxes. The Savannah Chatham Public School System approved a 2.25 millage rate increase. It came down to the nitty gritty. It was a 5-4 vote. Almost half the school board member hesitated to place a tax burden on property owners. Most felt like they could take a second look at the budget and reprioritize. The board did not approve any exemptions. One of the items that raised the millage rate hike is the fire fee. But keep in mind, if the city of Savannah votes to eliminate the fire fee completely, the Savannah Chatham School System says they will use that money to fund other school programs, but they will not lower the millage rate. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind. All right, we got a question about the weather in Savannah. I know it's top of mind for everyone because it is so hot and it's going to continue. WTOC meteorologist Cutter Martin has more.
Okay, folks, today, much like yesterday, it's going to be a hot one out there. Heat advisory in effect in pink. Today, though, a smaller area, really just coastal counties and coastal portions of coastal counties. All of Beaufort County, coastal portions of Jasper, Chatham, Bryan, Liberty, and McIntosh counties. Glenn County not under 1 because your criteria south of the Altamaha River is just a bit higher. But that heat advisory in effect like yesterday from noon to 7 p.m. So the time to watch the hottest heat index temperatures probably from noon to about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Everyone feeling hotter than 100 this afternoon, but some of us feeling as hot as 106 to 107. Those are the areas, primarily coastal locations, that have the greatest risk of causing heat issues for folks that are outside for an extended period of time. So we're watching the heat today. Also, a few isolated storms possible. Once again, you can watch both the heat and your storm chance here in the weather app.
All right, and speaking of weather, we're continuing our Celebrate the Summer tour tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 7:30. We'll be at Blackbeard Vapor on Ford Avenue in Richmond Hill. You can come out, meet one of the meteorologists, check out the First Alert Storm Chaser, and see how they use it to use its weather instruments and bring you weather live from the field when we're out there. It's a pretty neat thing to see if you've never actually been to an event to see it in person. It's quite interesting and neat. So we hope that you guys take some time to join us again. Blackbeard Vapor on Ford Avenue in Richmond Hill tomorrow from 4 to 7:30. Look for the Big Red 11. WTOC will be out there. All right, I always tell you guys you can interact with us on Facebook. I'm going to read through some comments right now. Let's see. Marguerite Fisher, taxing people out of Chatham County. No wonder so many are leaving. That's in reference to the Savannah-Chatham school system passing their increased millage rate, 2.25 mils, which means every property owner's taxes are going to go up by an average of about $150 a year. And of course, most of that wasn't due to taking care of the teachers, their salaries, pensions, things of that nature, but also the anticipated fire fee. However, the fire fee is actually now being contemplated, and the officials with the city who are voting on it today are looking at completely getting rid of it. But this, the school system is saying even if they get rid of it, the money that we would have spent on the fire fee, we will just put toward other uses. So either way, they're keeping it, and the taxes are going up. We have other comments about the situation of the migrant children, because we started this digital newscast talking about the number that are in Georgia and South Carolina. There are actually hundreds in Georgia, northern Georgia mostly, Cobb County, Forsyth, and then one county in South Carolina that has dozens of children. So someone's saying, how can I help? We will post a link afterwards in the comment section. Also, Roberto Alvarez saying it's been happening, it's just being televised. It's been televised before, but I think the difference of why it's become such a hot button issue right now is because of the I'm forgetting the phrase, no exemptions clause of absolutely separating families and children. Because as you remember, George W. Bush had an exception for anyone traveling with very small children. The Obama administration did as well, and it recently changed under President Trump, and then there was public outcry, and then he changed it back. So I think that's why it's in the media a little bit more right now. That's all the questions I have right now that I can answer. Oh, hold on, let me see. Oh, Jim Richards with jokes. That's great. Let's see. Drake Calhoun, how come networks didn't report on this when Obama was president when it was going on? They did. However, the difference was there were exceptions that were enacted. So families could cross together. Some would have been separated for less than 20 days. There was a rule, I'm forgetting what it's called, for, I'll have to send you the link afterward in the Facebook Live comment section, but there is a rule federally that says you can separate kids, but not more than 20 days. Well, that was changed under President Trump. That's why this has been such a big issue. So his executive order yesterday was to reverse his no exemptions rule. So this has been going on. President Obama did not create it. It is also under President Bush as well. However, there were exemptions. Those exemptions went away. Now they're back. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense to you guys. So it has been reported under past presidents as well, because this is not a brand new law. For any of you paying attention to know, immigration's messy. No one's been able to fully figure it out, unfortunately, but maybe this is an opportunity for our lawmakers to do that. We can all hope so. All right, we're going to get back to work. We have got more news coming up at 4 o'clock on the CBS affiliate right here in Savannah. And as always, if you'd like to get in touch with us, we're always online at WTOC.com.